God's kingdom, unashamed of our call.
Welcome to the Deborah Table podcast, where women who lead don't just speak, they govern. This is not a podcast for performance, it's a table for presence. This is a space for women who carry responsibility, wisdom, courage, and assignment. I am Dr. Andrea Williams, and I'm honored that you're here. I will be hosting this Deborah Table podcast and bringing other women alongside of me to share their story, to share their strength, to empower others to be who they are. Yes, we are in a space where women are beginning to govern, not just from being women, but from being the gift that God has called them to be. And so before we go any further, let me say this today. The Deborah Table is open. Pull up your chair. Now, in our previous podcast, we've been sharing concerning the Deborah Table, what the table really means. But I also want to share a little bit today about Deborah. Who was Deborah really? And again, Deborah being referenced from the book of Judges, chapters 4 and 5. When people think of Deborah, most people think of her in that space from the book of Judges. They think of war, they think of Barak, they think of Jael. But Deborah was never introduced as a warrior. Deborah was introduced as a woman who sat. Scripture says she sat under a palm tree and people came to her. That means Deborah wasn't chasing crowds. Crowds were coming to her. Deborah wasn't begging for authority. She was operating in it. Her voice, the one that she carried, she wasn't trying to prove her voice. She was already established in voice. And I want you to hear this clearly as you listen to where we're going and begin to become a part of this Deborah podcast, the Deborah Table. Deborah represents a woman who has learned how to govern from her seat, not from chaos, not from competition, not governed from emotional survival. She governed from her assignment. And that's why I call this the Deborah Table, because Deborah represents something deeper than gender. Deborah represents what happens when a woman is fully aligned with her call. And so today is one of those days that we get to make sure that we are in the alignment we've called to be. And so why the table? Because the table is not just a cute metaphor. The table is spiritual reality. The table is where decisions are made. The table is where wisdom is exchanged. The table is where leadership is shaped. And the table is where people are positioned. And in many years and spaces, women have been invited into rooms, but never invited to the table. They were allowed to serve, but not to govern. They were allowed to assist, but not to decide. They were allowed to support, but not to shape. But I've come to announce something. In this season, women are not just being invited to the table, women are becoming the table itself. This podcast is a place where women can come and hear conversations that do not diminish them. This is a place where women can come and hear language that does not shrink them. This is a place where women can come and hear the truth that activates them. Welcome to the Deborah Table. I look forward to our weekly conversations. Oh, and by the way, beginning in the month of June, we will be bringing other women on to share their story, to encourage you, to help you understand that your voice does matter, and it's time for the invisible you to become visible. I am Dr. Andrea Williams. Please hit like, share, and tag. And of course, share this, not only hitting by subscribing. That was funny. It's okay. I'll not redo this, but share this with other women. Get them involved in the conversation where women that lead are leading women that lead and helping other women lead. Again, we look forward to talking to you and seeing you soon. Have a great rest of your day. I am Dr. Andrea Williams. I am the Deborah Table.